I probably will get in trouble for saying this. I didn't give one about that owner's championship. I was like, I want my driver on that stage. That's all that matters to me.
Having those thoughts?
Just stop. I'm excited for tomorrow.
What's it been like?
Is it something good? Is it what you're saying?
You can say whatever you want to say. He just stole the poll from you. Listen.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Freak Nation, you saw it there at the top of the show intro. Joey Logano will be here in the Freak Nation. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be with us. We'll hear from Martin Truex Jr., who I promise I'm going to call Ryan Truex sometime in the next 2 hours. I was talking to Martin Truex, I was talking to Michael McDowell about Martin Truex, and I said, over the years running Ryan Truex, and McDowell looks at me like, what the hell are you talking about? So it's going to be one of those shows, Freak Nation. Ryan Truex will not be in here. I can promise you that, Freak Nation. Brad Keselowski will be in here. Alex Bowman will be here. Chase Elliott. We've got a big salute to Bobby Allison. Statman Scat saluting Bobby Allison. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. talking about that. So much more. It's been an incredible weekend for NASCAR, and I knew it was going to happen. Nothing could top that finale Saturday night, the Xfinity Series, where Justin Allgaier is in a backup car, gets 2 penalties on the track, and goes on to win that damn race. You have teammates with RCR, Jesse Love Jr., and Austin Hill on the green-white checkered, 1 and 2, but damn it.
But the car of the field, the class of the field, was Justin Allgaier.
Oh.
And you forgot, not only was he penalized twice and at least a lap down, if not 2, this whole thing was done in a backup car.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I missed it.
But holy smokes. And we see the social media regarding the race on Sunday. Richie, I know with their text thread and some of the tweets that you were putting out, you had to put down the freaking no-dos. Settle down, Skippy. What did you want? Did you want Ricken with the top 4 that sat at top 10 most of the day? What the hell do you want, Richard?
I want to stay awake during a race is what I want to do. Is that
Who's laughing now?
Xfinity race, terrific from start to finish. Great drama, great storylines, awesome winner. Cup Series completely different. It only got good in the last 15 laps, and that's it.
No. I think that there's a part between stage 2 and 3. Stage 2 and the final stage that was pretty good racing, especially when the tire strategy came in. William Byron gets fresh rubbers, and then everybody else has to come in to match him. There was some good racing in that phase. So, yeah, stage 3 overall, decent.
Statman, it's all you, babe.
Now, if the stat man is going to say it was an interesting oval race in NASCAR, it had to be off the charts wild. But yeah, and the drama of what was happening and what was at stake, that made it worthwhile. If you cared, it made it worthwhile because every move had more than had 1.5 points worth of drama tied to it. It was interesting, and certainly more than the last 15 laps. Just watching Blaney come through the field, and then after the last restart, that was like 50 laps. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you were doing to be bored, but or what it takes to you to get excited, but it was more than 15 laps worth of interest.
In your defense, Statman, there was a tweet I do want to bring up from our buddy Cole Cusimano, who tweeted out the amount of green flag passes there were on Sunday at Phoenix in the championship finale. There were 2,719 green flag passes in the 2024 series finale. That was the second most in the next gen era at Phoenix Raceway. 2,813 back in March.
Oh, so both this year. Interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty tedious stats, but the point of the matter is it made for exciting racing, and there was a lot going on. There was a lot at stake, and that's what you want, is something. Every pass, every decision had a lot of drama attached to it, whether or not he comes for tires. If he comes in, changes tires, there's a yellow flag. Right after that, does he have tires that are going to be better than the people he's running against? All four guys are in the top 7 or top 6 of the race. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on. It held my attention, and I say, if I was interested, it must have been off the charts dramatic.
And if anyone out there listening, watching, has a Freak Nation mentality like we do, the 4 of us on Speed Freaks, you were watching for something controversial. So you wanted Tyler Reddick. Come on, get out of that 10th place spot. You're just driving around right now. And once he took off on that restart at, I believe it was to begin stage 3, the final stage, and he just was a rocket ship on the top line of the track, you're like, oh, yeah, MJ's going to have to get that trophy from one of the Steves. So there was that to kind of follow. And then the other controversy of, Christopher Bell didn't make this Final Four. And was that justified? But look at him. He's leading the race. What if Christopher Bell wins this race? And if he would have properly been put into the Final Four, that would have been your champion. Granted, we don't have to worry about that now because Joey Logano won the race and the title. But there were some things to watch for controversy's sake.
All right, Suave, bring that up on Twitter. We actually put it out. You actually had the millennial Huevos to put that question out on Twitter about Joey Logano actually being a legitimate champion. Is that what your tweet said there, my friend, when you put that out on Sunday?
Yeah, you can go vote. It's at Speed Freaks on Twitter because this was a discussion. I saw it after the race everywhere. Everybody who's watching this race, this is immediately what they went to. Joey Logano's average finishing position this year, 17.1, which is the worst in the history of the 75 plus years of the NASCAR Cup Series. So I'm asking, is Joey Logano and his 17.1 average finish a legitimate champion? Yes, 38.8%. No, 61.2%.
What?
Come on, people.
What?
How can you
I don't
say
get it
he's
either.
not
Trust me.
legitimate?
I don't get it either.
I mean, that's a classic half full, half empty response. The guy that ran in the back half of the field all year qualified and drove to the championship, including today when he chased down the people that were in front of him and held off the fast closing guy that came up behind him. What more could you ask of a champion than to deserve the championship and beat everybody that was challenging him?
It's not like Joey Logano snuck into that win at Phoenix.
Right.
Dude led, what, $150 laps? He dominated that freak. His teammate couldn't catch him. Ryan Blaney, who was going for back-to-back championships. How in the hell can you – listen, I'm the kind of guy that would love to create some madness and conspiracy. Well, listen, we could start it with Christopher Bell. When Christopher Bell basically said, yes, those G-damn Chevys manipulated the finish at Martinsville. Okay, and we all agree. Steve O'Donnell, Steve Phelps, in their State of the Series address, Steve O'Donnell said, yeah, I was pissed off at what happened, and they penalized their ass. But Joey Logano ran through the freaking field, Skippy, and won that freaking race. There's no denying that he deserved that bloody freaking championship. We're going to hear from him coming up next segment about the playoff format. And I don't know, was it our text or was it a tweet about what he's screwed the sliced bread? Dude's a freaking loaf and a half now. Whatever the hell it was. And Statman, you're so right. Champions win races. And Joey Logano, as he sees his G-damn teammate, who knows dang well he didn't want to go to the shop Monday morning and have Ryan Blaney holding that damn trophy. He wants to be when he sees Ryan Blaney, I don't know why I'm looking over this shoulder, but over this shoulder, sees Ryan Blaney in the rearview mirror. Come on, to pilot that car to the win, that's balls. or as he says about his driver, balls.
Oh, big balls, Paul. Paul Wolf is crew chief.
Listen,
Big Ball
Logano,
Paul.
you had a big freaking swing set of huevos there in that Ford. Holy smokes. I mean, Roger Penske even looked 10 years younger after that.
Well,
I
might be
didn't-
pushing it.
Third straight championship for Ford, by the way. You know, all the Chevys get all the headlines and all the booga booga booga, and then all of a sudden, the Fords end up winning the championship for 3 straight years.
You know, I know we got to go to break, Kenny,
Yeah.
but everybody was complaining last week. Oh, anything to get a Chevy in the playoffs, anything to get Hendrick in the playoffs. Who's dominated this championship, like you just said, Statman, the last 3 years? It ain't Hendrick and it ain't Chevy.
And I'm not a freaking big blue oval snorkeler. Listen, the people that have paid us money to be on this show, Mazda, Chevy, Toyota, Ford's never paid us a freaking dime.
And Dodge.
But those damn Dodge, absolutely. Forgot about that. Those freaking sandbagging. We were talking about those guys the first half of the season. Where are you going to show up, Ford? Look at what's going on. Please.
Actually, the beginning of the season was heavy
Yes.
Chevy. It was very heavy Chevy. So, yeah, Ford basically brought it to when it mattered.
Coming up, we're going to hear more from Joey Logano.
To your point about, championships and what it is, the only reason why they don't say this about other sports is because they didn't change the playoff system.
More from Joey Logano, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Martin Truex Jr., and a salute to Bobby Allison. Coming up, Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Rev up your passion for speed. MavTV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, MavTV Go has something for everyone. MavTV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
This freaking segment is brought to you by our friends at Lucas Oil. Now, what automobile do you have in the garage? I bet Lucas Oil could keep that thing fat and happy and on the road. From everyday car care, heavy-duty trucking to agriculture, hot rods, classic cars, motorcycles, and marine, Lucas Oil has what you need to keep those engines, interiors, and exteriors looking like and running like they're supposed to be. For more information, go to the website, lucasoil.com, and find the perfect Lucas Oil product. Keep your rides on the road. Freak Nation coming up. Dale Earnhardt Jr. here in the Freak Nation. Now, again, the Xfinity Series Championship team owner with Justin Allgaier. What a bananas race Saturday night with Allgaier. Dude is beloved by everybody. And Dale Earnhardt, his sister Kelly, and the crew chief join us here in the Freak Nation, Jim Pullman, talking about that big win. That'll be coming up. Also, we're going to hear from Martin Truex. We're going to hear more from Joey Logano and a slew of drivers talking about racing against Martin Truex. It's a great segment that we're going to have coming up in the second hour. But Richie, you're there in the, first of all, I had to look this up. Richie's in the green room at Phoenix Raceway. And I've not been in one G-damn green room in my 30 plus years of going to concerts. I've been in plenty of green rooms, but the guns were never green.
Yeah.
Richie, you're in the green room, but it's blue.
Where did green come from?
Hold on, Richie. Why don't I hear you, Richie? How's that microphone going?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, it's blue.
Yep. But according to freaking the Googles, it's established back in the late 1500s, 1600s with theater actors.
That far away?
Listen,
wow.
It's what the Goog says.
The Goog.
It's what Wikipedia. It's what listen, makes sense. Not. But they called it a green room. They thought they don't know the exact origin. They think it might have come from the screen room where, again, the language is going back and forth over the last 400 years. They went from screen to green, or typically some of the guest rooms, or we're spending 2 minutes talking about this. Shut up, Richie.
Right?
Listen. All right, Richie's in the damn green room. Hey.
The blue room.
All right. Richie. Joey Logano was there for the post-race press conference, had a lot of things to say. Oh, my gosh, that guy can talk.
And laugh.
Yeah. And Richie, probably one of the highlight quotes, and we're going to play all 2 minutes of it, was him talking about the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, he was asked directly from one of our good friends in the media about the Winston Cup purists, as this reporter called them. And we talked about at the top of the show. And so Joey was asked about, hey, what do you say to these Winston Cup purists that say you don't deserve to win the championship because of your 17.1 average playoff position? And that ticked Joey off.
To your point about, championships and what it is, the only reason why they don't say this about other sports is because they didn't change the playoff system. But the playoff system in other sports is not much different than what this is. You can have a great regular season, it seeds you better for the playoffs, right? Now, that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to go all the way to the Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup Finals or the NBA Finals. It doesn't matter. It might help you. And it's the same way in NASCAR, the way we have the rules now, is that you set yourself up much better, right? You look at the way we came into the playoffs versus the 5, the 45, those guys that scored 15 playoff points for winning the regular season championship. That's 3 wins worth of points in 3 races. That's hard to make up that amount of points. And they have the same opportunity to go out there and win and move on to the next round. So for someone to say this isn't real, it's a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. That's wrong. This is something that everyone knows the rules when the season starts. And, we figured out how to do it the best. And figured out how to win. It's what our team's been able to do for the last 3 years. So I don't like people talking that way. You know what I mean? Because if the rules were the old way, we would play it out differently, wouldn't we? So I just think that's just a bunch of hearsay back there, and people have just got to accept what the times are. Times change, right? And I don't know if you have a lot of the moments that we have today without the playoff system that we have, right? Like Do you want to see the championship crown with 3 races to go? Because that's what used to happen. That's pretty boring. You got do or die moments. You got the pressure. You got all these things going on in the last 10 weeks. You have guys trying to get into the playoffs. You have that storyline. Gosh, I mean, how many storylines can we make? It's amazing, right? I mean, like, for people to complain, it makes me mad. It makes me so frustrated to hear that because, golly, man, it is awesome.
And he didn't win Phoenix like a Daytona or a Talladega. He wasn't sitting in the 16th or 15th spot, and there was the big one, and he made it through. Joey Logano dominated this race and held off 3 other contenders that were gnawing at him the majority of the race. So for those who say that he's not legitimate, it's 2024, and I get we can say anything, and so many people will believe what the hell some people say. But damn it, Statman, like you said before, champions win championships by winning races. And he won this freaking championship. I don't care how he got in.
Yeah, the race didn't end with him in first place like happens so many times. He went out and won the championship race. He went out and won his way to qualify for the championship race. And he held off the last year's champion who was chasing him down, had the faster car at the end of the race. Mm-hmm. He held him off. What more do you want him to do? And you could say he was a wild card entry. How many wild card entries go to the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or the World Series? It happens, but it's not normal. He was like a wild card. He only got in because somebody else fell out. He won this championship.
Yeah, and for those
he won 3 of the final 10 races.
Yeah, come on. What like Statman said, what more do you want?
Mr. November. Right? We had Mr. October back in the 70s with Reggie Jackson. That's what Joey Logano is now. He's Mr. November. Shows up when it matters.
The bottom line, win when it counts. Does it count in the middle of June? Yeah, you might argue that it does because it'll get you into the playoffs, but does it really count like when winning in September, October, November? I mean, let's be honest, people. Just win when it matters.
Yeah, like you talk about win when it matters. Ask Harrison Burton if it matters when you win a race. He won a race and whenever it was, and went out the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. Bye-bye, Harrison. And
but he was still in the playoffs.
From Austin Dillon. Mm-hmm. He crashed his way into the playoffs and got kicked out. Bowman tried to cheat his way into the playoffs, got caught and kicked out. Go home, Alex. So now, I better be quiet because I'm going to say something stupid here. These people on Twitter who are complaining about the guy didn't deserve to be there because he was had a 17.1 winning finishing position, and he drove to the championship. Anybody else who doesn't like Mr. Sliced Bread, they would have said, look what he did. He finished in the back, and now he drove to a championship. I'm done.
Yeah, the bottom line, will the Jets go to the Super Bowl or the playoffs this year? Will the Panthers go? Probably not. But what if they win out right now? You never know. And then the rest of their division sucks butt. So, yeah, anything is possible.
There's no chance that the Jets are going to win whatsoever.
Never say never.
So there you go, Freak Nation. Joey Logano, now a 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Not a whole lot of dudes have done that. I mean, dude was on his way to the Hall of Fame anyway, but again, solidifies it. And Roger Penske's just... You talk about a cat that's running out of shelf space for championship trophies. Oh, my gosh.
Well, Statman, do we have time? Or should we do it in the next segment of all his accolades from 2024 alone?
Yeah.
IndyCar, NASCAR, sports cars, just mind blown.
Yeah, let's do this. We'll do our best to get to Dale Earnhardt Jr., maybe the 4th segment. Okay. We got more to talk about with this race in Phoenix on Sunday. We're going to hear from Ryan Blaney, his teammate. Dude was just gassed. We ask drivers often, do you like to be the one chasing the leader, or do you like to be the leader being chased? And, man, it was fun to watch Ryan Blaney chase him down, but couldn't grab him, could not get a hold of him.
He tried. He tried.
Coming up in the second hour, a big salute to Martin Truex Jr. by a number of drivers that we asked about running against Martin Truex. A salute to Bobby Allison. And a great story from Dale Earnhardt Jr. about Bobby Allison. Excuse me. It's all coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Freak Nation, fall is here and winter is coming. It's a good time to check out GeneralTire.com to find out the tire that you need for your righteous ride. It's getting cold. The ice and snow's coming. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of rubbers from General Tire. Go to GeneralTire.com. GeneralTire.com. So Joey Logano, now a 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. We'll hear more from Joey Logano, and we're going to hear a personal note, frankly, that surprised a lot of us in the media center when I asked Joey about running against Martin Truex Jr. Joey went on about a 3-minute diatribe. Okay, a 3-minute description of running against Martin Truex. What was that?
Soliloquy.
Soliloquy, yes, okay.
Yeah.
About running against Martin Truex. We have a little salute. I don't know, a little salute. A good salute to Martin Truex coming up next hour. But Richie, you saw this too at the end of the race where Ryan Truex, excuse me, I knew it was going to happen.
There's one.
There's one.
There's one.
And I don't even get the same family right. Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney was just gassed when he got out of the car. You got a great shot of him, the car holding up Ryan Blaney.
Oh yeah, when he came in the media center afterwards. That's like one of the first questions he was asked about, and you could tell that he was pretty darn exhausted. And he explained that he was basically like, he started, I think 17th he started, and he was explaining that for 312 laps he had to wheel the car so hard to move all the way up through the field. It was so hard to pass, and that's how that just kind of goes to show you how exhausting this racetrack is, because it's so hard to pass. And Ryan Blaney, I haven't seen, it wasn't hot today in Phoenix either, right? Which is where, like, it's not hot, not humid here, and it's rare to see somebody as exhausted and worn out as Ryan Blaney was after the race, for sure.
That on top of the Jackman for Joey Logano going out with some sort of an illness. To me, it kind of looked heat related. I'm only speculating though. So, and again, well, you did just say it wasn't hot, but in a fire suit and with the sun pouring on you a little bit, it was odd. It was an exhausting day for many involved.
Ryan Blaney with NBC after the race talking about that last 3.5. Let's get into that. Roger Penske, the team owner, of course, of Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. What were the numbers you guys were throwing around earlier about Roger Penske just this year alone? What he's won, stat and crash?
It's phenomenal. Stat, if you can get to it before I can, it is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, Rolex 24-hour win, Indy 500 win, of course, the NASCAR Cup Series championship, IMSA WeatherTech GTP class win, FIA World Endurance WEC championship, driver's title at the 8 Hours of Bahrain. It's endless, it seems like, for Roger Penske in the year 2020.
And the Indy 500.
Yeah, Indy 500, of course, as well. Yeah, just wow.
You know, we've done this a long damn time. SpeedFreaks started out one radio station in Los Angeles. Now we're on, of course, the Freak Radio Network, every freaking audio app that you can imagine. And in that 25 years, we've had Roger Penske on, I think, a couple of times. I met him at California Speedway like in 2001. Spent a good 5 or 6 minutes with him on camera. And when you looked at his resume in 2001, it was something that a Chip Ganassi could only think about or dream about attaining. And now, 24 years later, just 2024, what Roger Penske's done as a team owner, it's like Roger Penske makes the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Patriots, Cowboys. Sorry, I had to throw it in there.
Patriots no longer the Chiefs.
No, okay.
But I know
Chiefs.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
The championships that this dude's won makes those guys look minuscule in all forms of racing.
Exactly. Sports cars, stock cars, NASCAR, IndyCar. Is there an end for this guy, for this organization? It's massive.
No drag racing.
No Supercross.
Who's laughing now?
Roger Penske at the press center after the race talking about nearly sweeping championships.
Well, I guess you'd have to say it's probably, if not the best, one of the best. And I think that, obviously not to win the IndyCar championship, which, of course, it's where we all started and built our first racing team, was disappointing. But, it's one of those things that, you try and you don't. And Ganassi, I have to give him credit. He continues to put up great numbers with his guys. But I told him, come on back to NASCAR. It's gotten easier.
Oh, really? Easier. Don't tell Joey that. I don't think Joey Logano, your now 3-time champion, would agree that it's easier. But it is interesting, and somebody brought this up to me on Twitter, how Chip Ganassi is Roger Penske's nemesis in the IndyCar series. It doesn't seem like Roger Penske has a nemesis in stock cars in NASCAR right now. Of course, you could knee-jerk default to Rick Hendrick because they are the most successful NASCAR team. But honestly, who would you say is Roger Penske's nemesis in NASCAR Cup?
Roger.
He's his own nemesis?
Yeah, he had 2 drivers vying for the championship. Battling. Roger, you know that Roger, in his head, had a favorite driver.
Oh, he like had your favorite child?
Yes, he did. It's like, is it Ryan or is it Joey? Who do you think is Roger Penske's favorite driver? Is it Joey or is it Ryan? I mean, there's 2 sides to the coin on how you would gravitate. Where am I coming up with these metaphors? Listen. Whoa. It's like Kenny Wallace there.
I know.
There are a lot of reasons to gravitate towards each of these drivers. One in particular with Ryan Blaney. He's young, very well spoken. People love Ryan Blaney. He never started off in racing, never started off anywhere close to the hatred that Joey Logano received early on and still gets.
Let me throw something else out here. I just looked it up. Roger's been in NASCAR for a bunch of years, maybe 30, what they're implying here. He didn't win his first NASCAR championship until Keselowski in 2012.
And that was
12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's won 3 in a row.
Yep. I was talking with someone I was talking with someone on social media about that very thing today. Actually, it was the same person that asked me, who's his nemesis in NASCAR? This person doesn't follow NASCAR. This person is a diehard IndyCar fan. And they said, so it's been interesting since the change of the guard in the upper echelon of NASCAR. That's when he was finally able to kind of break down some barriers and figure out how to make championship winning teams.
Yeah, there was a time when the people would look at Penske and sort of laughed because all his success in open wheel wasn't translating into success in NASCAR. And now he's got 3 straight championships. And this last one, 2 of his drivers were chasing each other to the finish line of the last race.
I got one more nugget related to this as well that came up in the session with RP as well. There's only 3 owners in the history of NASCAR who have won 3 consecutive championships. Roger Penske, Rick Hendrick, and Junior Johnson.
Oh,
I was going to say Richard
73
Childress.
years or 75 plus years of NASCAR. Those are the names.
Rick Hendrick, Roger Penske, and Junior Johnson.
Yep.
Wow. I wouldn't have got Junior Johnson. I would have had Petty in there. I would have had a number of people in there before him. Wow.
I would have said Childress before him too, but I guess Dale Sr. never won 3 in a row. Huh?
All right, we got a break, guys. Coming up next, Dale Earnhardt Jr., another champion as a team owner. It was an incredible race Saturday night, and you're going to hear Dale Earnhardt Jr. here in the Freak Nation. He has a lot of great things to say, along with his sister, Kelly, and crew chief of Justin Allgaier, Jim Pullman. Oh, yeah. Roger Penske, 87 years young. Let that sink in, Freak Nation. Dale Earnhardt Jr. next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked sausage cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With straight savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive styling. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Your Statman Scat, brought to you by STEM Stories, When Racing Goes to School and Grows Up, by Bill Wood, a.k.a. Statman. Now look, motorsports are at a crossroads, and out of the cloudy future, however, comes STEM education. Motorsports are the perfect vehicle to teach science, technology, engineering, and math to the next generation of racing fans. Get a copy of STEM Stories now at Amazon.com.
I don't think I ever talked with NASCAR Hall of Famer Bobby Allison one-on-one. The 1983 NASCAR champion finished second in the series 5 times and was a 3-time winner of the Daytona 500. My favorite Allison memory goes back to 1975 and the International Race of Champions at Riverside International Raceway. That was when the series switched from Porsche Carreras to Chevrolet Camaros. But one of those Camaros rolled out painted green, and the NASCAR drivers were superstitious of the color green and refused to drive or even be on the same track with the green car. So IROC officials acquiesced and painted the green car black, and it was Bobby Allison who drove that car to win all 4 races and become the champion. Fast forward several decades, and Bobby Allison is in the Freak Nation talking with us about the fight Bobby and his brother Donnie had with Cale Yarborough at the end of the 1979 Daytona 500. Allison delivered one of the great lines from 25 Freaky Years that night. He said, "I don't understand it." He kept taking his face and hitting my fist with it. Bobby Allison died Saturday at home with his family. He was 86. Piece of motor racing history gone, and the sport is lesser because of it. Peace.
Bobby Allison and his tenure of the business touched a lot of drivers, a lot of team owners, and it was evident at the track when we saw it, the announcement on Saturday at Phoenix Raceway. We're going to hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr. in moments. We've got the Dale Earnhardt Jr. interview coming up next hour, but we're going to hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr. share something about Bobby Allison that, again, kind of caught a lot of us off guard in the media center when he was asked about Bobby Allison and what he meant to Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Let me throw something else in there quickly. That I did mention the Alabama gang. That was an important brand, just like the Wood brothers in NASCAR racing. It was Bobby and Donnie Allison and Red Farmer. Donnie and Red Farmer had a shop in Hueytown, Alabama, and that started the ball rolling. And all of these guys had success in NASCAR racing, called them the Alabama gang.
Great point. Dale Earnhardt Jr. talking about what Bobby Allison meant to the rate, doesn't it?
He is, he's a champion and left his mark on this sport, and we should celebrate him and remember the incredible moments that you might have, whether it was a race you watched or an opportunity to actually get to be with him and talk with him. I was kind of indirectly linked to Bobby working with the Allison brothers when they were building Legends cars. That was my first job. I got a speeding ticket, and Dad told me to go get a job. So I got to know Donnie and all of the guys, and then they made me like the honorary member of the Alabama gang at one point, which was really nice, but because it was a really tight group there. And getting to know Red Farmer. And I just, through all of that, I got to know Bobby better. And just an incredible career. So cool of NASCAR to acknowledge his win at Bowman Gray just weeks ago. And, he'll be missed. But I remember when he was injured and how deeply that affected my dad. They were very close. I think that Bobby and Dad had a relationship there when Dad was young, and in 79, 80, 81, through that period, Bobby was very helpful. Dad would say that Bobby and Donnie were the ones that would actually talk to him and answer his questions and stuff, and so they were pretty close. And I remember being young when all that was going on, and how thankful we were that he was able to survive that. And and I'll say this too. I was at Dover. I think it was my first year as a broadcaster, so 2018, and I got in an elevator or something to go up to the booth, and Bobby walked in or came into the elevator, and I thought, man, of all the places he could be at his age, and he wants to be at Dover for a cup race. Of all the places this man could be right now, and he's here. What a dedication, right, to the sport. He gave more than anybody that I can imagine to this sport. And he continued to give and continued to be a part of it.
Bananas, especially when you think of Bobby Allison. I didn't even think about it, but Crasher, I saw that it was brought up on X or Instagram about his involvement with IndyCar.
Mm-hmm. Indy 500.
Yeah.
Yep. He is an Indy 500 starter. So just he was one of those mindsets that wanted to try everything, and just whether it was his mechanical side that had him go on over into IndyCar for a little bit, who knows? But it's just, it's nice. I just wish we saw more of that these days, to the crossover effect and seeing people get happy in other forms besides the one that they command in their discipline.
You know, it should be noted as well that fight between Donnie Allison and Carol Yarborough that Bobby stopped and got involved with, the backstretch of the 79 Daytona 500, was watched by one of the record audiences in NASCAR history because of a 79 blizzard that kept everybody inside watching TV. And people turned around and said, is this what happens at NASCAR races? And suddenly NASCAR became, let's see if it happens again. So, I mean, that was one of the most important things to happen at a NASCAR race at the time, and helped make NASCAR what it is today. It was, you can't appreciate what that did for the NASCAR audience. And Bobby Allison was there in the middle of it with Cale Yarborough hitting his fist over and over again.
Stan, could you explain to those that really are not familiar, maybe a little bit more in depth? I don't want to put you on the spot, but the Alabama gang, how their influence was on NASCAR at the time and really helped put them on the map?
Well, they were Red Farmer and Donnie Allison were bumping around. Again, NASCAR was not what it is now, and it was regional. And it wasn't until that region began to spread, that attitude began to spread around the country, that NASCAR spread with it, because that was what you did if you were a Southerner. And as Bobby grew to be with his brother Donnie and other people that were in the Alabama area, they had a garage, a speed shop, and they began to take over NASCAR racing from Hueytown, Alabama. And they became known as the Alabama gang. And they won races and competed. And Donnie didn't have the success that Bobby had, but they became important, and that brand became as important as the Wood Brothers or anything else that wasn't. Very few people were factory supported in those days, like Hendrick and Penske are now. But it wasn't until 79 that NASCAR really said, "Are you kidding me? Did you see that?" And,
And actually, in all of this talk with
about 30 seconds
with Roger Penske and his domination as of late in NASCAR, but his overall resume, it's fitting to kind of put a bow on all of this. Bobby Allison's starts in the Indy 500 were with Roger Penske, following his brother Donnie Allison's success in the 500. So there you go. Kind of neat how it all ties together.
Dang. We met Bobby Allison at Phoenix Raceway about 8 years ago. And again, that smile and his laugh, you'll never forget it. Freak Nation, we're going to hear Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be here in the Freak Nation. Joey Logano and Martin Truex, a big second hour coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
I probably will get in trouble for saying this. I didn't give one about that owner's championship. I was like, I want my driver on that stage. That's all that matters to me.
Having those thoughts?
Just stop. I'm excited for tomorrow.
What's it been like?
Or is it something good? Is it what you're saying?
You can say whatever you want to say. He just stole the poll from you. Listen.
Please hang up and try again.
Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
A big second hour of the Freaks. And I say that every week, and damn it, I mean it every week, but I certainly mean it this week. Dale Earnhardt's going to spend a good 10 minutes here in the Freak Nation with us. Joey Logano, Martin Truex, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe. It's going to be a huge second hour of the Freaks. You're going to see a side of Dale Earnhardt Jr. as a team owner that is just a freaking blast. We're in the media center Saturday night, and Crash and I were trying to get out of the media center. This is about 9:45 because our daughter was with friends, and our friends were running a half marathon the next morning. Had to get up early. And they were keeping our daughter.
And let's be honest, we were up since 7 a.m. in the morning with numerous things between NASCAR and our daughter's soccer. So, it was a long day.
Listen, Justin Allgaier is a friend of the Freak Nation. Love that guy. Dale Earnhardt's been coming to the Freak Nation since he wrote his first freaking book back in 2000, 2001. So I said to Crash, I said something to the effect of, she goes, we got to get out. We got to go pick up our girl. And I thought, well, no, we're going to at least wait for Dale because it's going to be a while before Justin Allgaier comes in here Saturday night. She goes, didn't you hear him? He's not coming in.
I did. I heard Jordan Bianchi.
Yeah.
I heard Jordan say, oh, yeah, Dale's not coming in. I just found out. And then it couldn't have been 2 minutes later. You hear Kelly Earnhardt from the hallway. I got a surprise for you.
Yeah. Dale Earnhardt comes screaming into the media center with the Xfinity Series Championship flag going up and down the aisles. It was so badass. And then he sat up at the dais with his sister Kelly and Jim Pullman, the crew chief for Justin Allgaier. And it's a good 30, 35 minutes of just hearing some backstories and insight that you just can't get anywhere. And we're going to play some of that for you coming up in about 12 minutes, 13 minutes from Kelly, Jim, and Dale Earnhardt. And Crasher, another thing happened. I think the last person I went out of my way to get a picture with was with
come on, Super Bowl elevator.
Oh, yeah, I can't think. Former running back Cowboys. No, but this was, I think, Crasher, I think this was that when Master P was at Phoenix Raceway, like 8 or 9 years ago. He was pimping like some vodka or something, voodoo. I don't know what the hell it was. I ran over and got a selfie with freaking Master P because I helped break that damn record when I was in Los Angeles back in '96. Yeah. Anyway, and again,
your former life of music and all your musician hosting, whatever.
Dale's done. We're packing up. Crasher already went to the John. I got to go to John. Walk outside. There's Dale talking to another guy. I said, I got to say something to Dale. I went and used the John. Dale wraps up with this gentleman talking to him, and I look at Crasher. I said, we got to talk to him. Oh, we do the big hugs and so forth. And so, oh, it's good to see you, man. What's going on? And I pull out my camera, and I got a selfie with Dale.
I'm like, did we really we did this?
We did.
Just did
we
this.
did. Stat and we've all talked about this. Granted, the dude's never won a Cup Series championship. But what he's meant to this series, what he's been through, a plane accident, the loss of arguably the most popular driver ever in American automotive, sports car or motorsports, his dad, and continues to be as humble as he is absolute bananas, stat man, that Dale Earnhardt can still be who he is, wear the same damn jeans that you and I wear, same tennis shoes, and be, gosh darn it, legitimately, and still be so appealing. It's just, it's bananas where we are in 2024 that Dale Earnhardt can still be that guy, stat.
And all the success that he's had, the driver of the year for how many straight years, 12 or whatever it is. And he walked around. He was so proud of that Xfinity championship. He walked around with that flag for hours after. I think he left that news conference with the flag on his shoulder, and reports of him walking around the track with that flag. Maybe even Sunday. He is an important part of motorsports, wherever it is, even if he has few championships to make him at the top of the list.
You guys keep chatting. I'm going to find that photo, and I've got to post it. You guys keep talking, okay? I'm going to find that damn thing.
Speaking of the flag is in our selfie photo with Dale Jr.
Yeah.
The flag just went everywhere. There's no truth to the rumor that the flag made it to Scottsdale, Arizona last night.
Yes.
Just saying. You never know.
Hold on. I got to find
Unless
there
you were
it is.
there
All
to
right.
see it yourself in the nightclub.
Because he was talking to his sister Kelly about going and partying.
They wanted to go to Scottsdale.
Yeah, they wanted to go party in Scottsdale. So again, we're talking about this flag. It's the championship flag. When Justin Allgaier won the race, this is the flag that Dale Earnhardt Jr. was carrying about. Look at that. There it is.
That is pure joy. That face right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the guy who came into the Freak Nation one Sunday night after a race in Phoenix, I think it was, and talked about it in his book, his first book that he said and called the speed. He loves to be on our show, and we're going to break our arms talking about patting ourselves on the back. This is the guy. This is the guy who's one of the major forces in motorsports, especially NASCAR, and he's still excited about this championship, not the Cup championship, the Xfinity championship.
But a championship nonetheless. And he's the owner. He wasn't the driver. So yes, this, like Kenny, like you said, what he has meant to the sport of NASCAR, to motorsports in general, has been huge. And it hasn't all been, maybe only a fraction of it has been with him behind the wheel. So yeah, he's meant more outside of the cockpit, whether that's TV, whether that's his historical perspective and lost speedways, whether that's him commentating the Indy 500, whether that's him being a team owner in the Xfinity side and giving opportunities to people to move up the ladder into NASCAR. And then
casting and the Dirty Mo media and all.
Oh my God, of course. Yes.
Television production for shows about historical racetracks.
Yep.
He's a voice, a brand in the sport.
All right, guys, watch this. This is all right. I'm standing by the Junior Motorsports pits as I thought Austin Hill was going to win it, and then all of a sudden, with that green-white checkered, I saw Austin Hill he got ate up. Justin Allgaier wins the race, and if you look up top here, if you're watching this on YouTube,
so hold on, you were in Austin Hill's pits, is why you brought that up, and then you jetted on over to Justin Allgaier's pits, and this is what you got.
Right. There is Kelly Earnhardt up top there. There's Dale. You see Dale right there with the headset on. There he is. They don't know yet.
There's Kelly.
You will be able to tell with Justin Allgaier. There's Dale. He is so clinched up right now. Here we go. There's Kelly. And then they go bananas. Look at the most popular personality in all of motorsports is right there with the headset on, in savoring this victory. It was so much fun to watch, and you couldn't tell by the way his crew was reacting that he was there. But if you were a fan, you're going, "There's Dale. There's Dale Jr. There's Kelly." It was so much fun. And we're going to hear from Dale post-race on Saturday that he says something that he thinks might get him in trouble. So much so that we've got to edit a portion of it out.
But if you follow us on social media, you already know what that is.
Yeah.
We put it up immediately last night.
Yeah, what this guy means.
Is that what got 54,000 views
something
overnight?
Something crazy. No, the full 24 minutes or whatever on YouTube was.
Got it.
It's just, again, you relish in something like that when you've been doing this for almost 25 years. There are little victories here that we can celebrate, and one is being a friend or at least an acquaintance of Dale Earnhardt Jr. We'll hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming up next. Also, we're going to hear from Joey Logano, Martin Truex, and a number of other drivers who we asked about running against Martin Truex, as this was allegedly his last full-time ride as a Cup Series pilot at Phoenix. It's all coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked sausage or bacon. And the second bite is like fresh sausage or bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, Dale Earnhardt, Kelly Earnhardt Miller, and the crew chief for Justin Allgaier, who, of course, won the championship, Xfinity Series Championship, Saturday night. All sat in for about 30, 35 minutes in the press conference Saturday night there at Phoenix Raceway. We had the opportunity to sit down and talk and chat with the crew. This is a good 8-9 minutes with Dale, Kelly, and Jim. Typically, I don't care who this Anybody other than Dale Earnhardt, we would not play this. We would not play 9-10 minutes of it. But it's Dale, and he's got so many cool things to say about winning this championship with Justin Allgaier. Dale Jr., now, SpeedFreaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
John Newby, Savage Ventures. So, Dale, last year in this very room, you told me that if Justin won the title, you were going to sit there for however long it took to do the photos, the celebrations, whether it was 4 hours, 8 hours, whatever it was. That's still the plan?
Yeah. I mean, I came in here carrying a damn flag. We're full throttle. We're full throttle tonight. I asked Kelly where we were going to stay in Scottsdale. So, I'm just excited for Justin. It's obviously it's been an incredible career, and he's worked so hard to try to win championships over the years. But he's been an incredible. He's just been an incredibly professional, kind, generous. You know, when you work with a lot of drivers, we have drivers that come through our program, and you want them all to sort of. There's a lot of young guys that come through, and you want them to really understand what it takes outside the race car. They all think they got the talent inside the race car to get it done, but you want them to understand all the things that need to be taken care of and handled outside the car. And Justin's the greatest example of that. And obviously he's been with Brandt for a really long time, but any other partner that he's ever touched in our ecosystem loves him, and he goes above and beyond to give them all the time necessary and anything they need. And just that goes such a long ways for an owner. He's just perfect. And he's for all these years, he's really helped make our company better and help make our partners feel appreciated. And he's done great things on the racetrack. And we're missing checking this one box. And it was, if it didn't get checked tonight, we were going to try again. But I told him before the race started, I texted Jim and I said, all things considered, how you feel about your car? He gave me the rundown on that. And I came here today and just kind of looked around and just learned and gathered what I could. And I told Justin, I said, they think we're out of it. We got a bullet right here. This is an amazing race car. And they think out of it. They don't think we got a shot. They just think there's just 3 racing for this. This is the best spot to be in of any of the 4. There's no pressure. And so, it was just, now he made those final probably 20 laps that I don't know that I even realized I need to go watch this thing over again. Just standing there in Victory Lane, listening to everybody chirping, talking about all the incredible moments, I got to watch it over again. Because, when you're sitting there living it and you're nervous as hell, you're not absorbing all the things that he's trying to do and did and succeeded doing on the racetrack, and it was just incredible. But I'm happy for him. I probably will get in trouble for saying this. I didn't give one shit about that owner's championship. I was like, I want my driver on that stage. That's all that matters to me, especially with Justin being in the middle of this. I want it for him. And so, I really didn't even know where that netted out, to be honest with you. We'd done the burnout, the celebration. I had no clue if we won the owners. It didn't really even matter to me, but I was so happy for Justin because he deserves it. He's a champion. He's good enough. And now he has it.
Justin just hung in there and fought back and came back. And, at lap 150, I was like, this is over. And this is over for us. And then I couldn't believe lap six to go came. And I'm sitting there like, oh, my God, we got a real shot at this. And then more cautions and more, green, white checkers. And we finally did it. And I just can't believe it. It's incredible.
You've been on this championship stage a couple of times for JRM. How is tonight different?
Well, obviously because of Justin's championship, we've had so many drivers come through the program, and it's been a pleasure, man, working with so many drivers. And I told Sam Mayer on pit road tonight, I said, man, you're going to be so fun to race against, and wherever you go and whatever happens to you, we're going to be linked to you. We're going to be a part of your history and your story. Same thing with Byron, Chase Elliott, all those guys, and so that's a really fun thing to be, that's why I think that's the motivation for why we love being in the Xfinity Series and why we feel like we serve a great purpose in the sport and the industry, and we're an asset to it. But we also have these veterans like Justin that he's made his home with us, and he's given us so much and never said no, never rolled his eyes, never shrugged his shoulders, not once. And man, we need a lot, right? We ask a lot from him and our drivers. And so, man, he said he does everything with a smile. And so I just wanted this really, really badly for him. So it's, that certainly makes it different and unique. And yet, the greatest thing I think about all of this is the relationships that you make with drivers, mechanics, crew chiefs. And, man, what a relationship that I have, a friendship that I have with him. I remember standing out on pit road probably 3 years ago, both of us nearly crying because we came really close and didn't win. And we, we said, man, we're never going to do that again. We're going to, we're going to find our way to the top one day. And, God, man, there was a lot of obstacles tonight. But it worked out.
To that point, I feel like this weekend was kind of a microcosm of Justin's career. Obviously yesterday, there's the bad luck right off the bat, and then you find more adversity mid-race. We kind of touched on it earlier, but just that resilience, how have you seen him persevere through any challenge that's been thrown at him?
Well, I think the missing ingredient to Justin might be Jim right here. And when Justin said, "Hey," when we all got together and said, maybe we need to try a different path or make a change. If we're gonna, we got a handful of years to try to really go after this, and let's kind of see what's going on. Justin was not entirely sure about that choice, but Jim was his pick.
I have to say I have two of the best engineers in the Xfinity Series. And Eric Long, my second engineer, he walked in and he said, I need Justin and I need you in your office right now. And we sat down and he laid a piece of paper on the table and he said, this is how many points we need to earn. And if we do that, we transfer. And it was like the light bulb went off in Justin's head. Well, the light bulb went off in everybody's head. And, we dug down deep and focused on that and focused on the points. It's not pretty, right? When you're points racing, we've all watched Denny and thought, is he doing the right thing, right? But we were in a similar situation, and the numbers don't lie, right? So we stuck to our guns, and we got here. Once you're here, it's a whole different ball game, right? So to unload a backup car, up and downs of the season, it's just who we are.
And I didn't really know Jim, and so I leaned on Justin to be sure about that decision, and my gosh, he nailed it. Jim has made us better and made our entire company better. He makes his car fast. That drives everybody forward, and he has a relationship with Justin that sort of polished or altered some of the rawness and some of the unpolished imperfections that Justin has in his game. And, we were sitting there on the pit box tonight, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, let's tell him this or let's tell him that. And Jim's on it. Jim's saying the things that I'm thinking in my head about what I wish I could key up the mic and do and say. And so he just has a way, and we talk about it all the time, how we should communicate and how we need to rally Justin and give him everything that he needs to really succeed. He's got, he was just an incredible driver and a great ambassador for our program, but just kind of missing a couple things. And I think he's the guy that makes it click. They got a great relationship, and so I got to give him a lot of credit. We rolled out a backup, that was incredible, and so I texted him, and he's like, it's a great car. We're going to be fine. I'm like, damn, all right.
Freak Nation, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kelly Earnhardt, and Jim Pullman. Coming up next, Freak Nation, we are going to hear from Martin Truex and Joey Logano and a number of other drivers talking about racing against Martin Truex as he says goodbye as a full-time ride in Cup. More Freaks next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked sausage or bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finisher with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge of your seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive styling. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Freak Nation, this segment brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Go to generaltire.com. That's generaltire.com. to find the righteous rubber for your righteous ride. That's GeneralTire.com. You know that weather's coming with the winter. Fall's here, hell, wet weather regardless. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires. So allegedly, this is Martin Truex's last full-time ride for NASCAR Cup Series, and a lot of drivers sad to see this dude go. A gentleman driver, as many of them call him. We caught up with a number of drivers talking about racing against Martin Truex Jr. And we kick it off with Joey Logano with a great story about Martin. Now, SpeedFreaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios. Hey, Joey, Kenny Sargent, SpeedFreaks. He's in the room. We're talking about Martin Truex. And we've been asking other drivers about what it's been like to race against him. Allegedly, this is his last full-time ride here at Phoenix. You've run with him a long time, and he is in the room. What's it been like?
Is it something good? Is that what you're saying?
You can say whatever you want to say. He just stole the poll from you. Listen, you can say whatever you want to say, but it's been overwhelming. I'm not going to tell you what most of the drivers have said, but what's it been like to run against Martin Truex?
Oh, Martin and I have raced each other for a while, and we've, just like probably anyone that's raced each other for a long time, we didn't see eye to eye on everything. But I think at the same time, we've always raced each other, I feel like, in a fair way. I mean, he may say something different, but I feel like we've shown respect to each other.
On the track, yeah, we had some really good battles. Like in 2017, it was kind of cool, like I was with a small team with Ganassi, and he was with a single car team, and we were both, him and I, like leading all the laps, winning all the stages, winning lots of races. He ended up winning the championship that year, so that was fun getting to race with him quite a bit then. I haven't had too many conversations with him. I'm sure most people have not, but he's had a great career and a very, gritty career. He's had to kind of persevere through a lot on and off the track, and he's just a good old boy.
Well, knowing how he won that championship when he's not part of a big conglomerate, you could appreciate him winning that championship with a one-car team.
Yeah, not only that, and then just being a team out of a totally different region of the country too, kind of doing it their own way. I'm with a lot of help from JGR, but it was neat to kind of see their team and their the way they kind of carried themselves to the garage. They wore T-shirts instead of button-downs, and they kind of had their own little style and flair. And other teams you see now have kind of adapted that style. So they made their mark back then, and you still see it today.
I'll give you something different than probably everybody else did. I won't go into his career, but I can tell you this: Martin Truex is the hope that I have of being able to make it win championships. Because if you guys remember, he's always been good. We've known he's been good. But his Cup career was kind of down in the dumps. And he gets in that 78 car, small team. Nobody knows who those guys are, and they go crush it. And that's been a motivator for me. It really has. I mean, I talk about that often. And I talked about that often at Front Row. Like, we want to be Furniture Row. We want to be the small guys that dig hard, that maximize everything and kick their butts. And it's been a motivator for me. And so, I think that's probably the biggest memory that I'll have is what he's been able to do. And he's grinded it out, and he's had a lot of perseverance and endurance, and he's a champion. And so that gives me hope that someday I can do the same.
What about on the track, running against Truex on the track?
He's one of those guys that gets it done. You give him a race-winning car, and he's going to win with it. And we've seen that, right? Like, if you give him a fast car, he will win. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But I would say more than anything is he is probably the cleanest driver that's been in the Cup Series. And he hasn't shied away from that. Some people will argue that that's cost him, but I think at the end of the day, it hasn't cost him anything. If anything, it's given him opportunity to win more races because of how he's raced and treated people.
I haven't, had a lot of interaction with him, but I always have respected Martin, as a racer and as a person. He's a guy that has always just stayed in his lane and does his job, and I think that can often be overlooked. It's someone who just does his thing, and Yeah, so I've always respected him. Had a great, Martin was the guy that I raced for my first win, and I'll always remember that for sure.
The one that stands out, I think we were in Vegas. I don't remember what I did to make him mad. I just remember he flipped me off for like a whole lap, like in the corner, like the whole time. Like, and it was pretty cool. Like, I mean, he like literally at Vegas, you have to like hook the line perfectly, right, to be fast in 3 and 4. And he's like down there, one hand out the window, flipping me off and like absolutely nailing it. So that's like one thing that I definitely will remember.
But running him on the track though, fair?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been fine racing with him. I don't remember why he flipped me off that time, but yeah, I feel like Martin's kind of one of those still old school guys, right? That, if you catch him and you're way faster, or, he's just kind of in that mold of like he grew up in that era where guys like do give and take and understand kind of the bigger picture. And yeah, it's always been fun to race with. The only other guy I've really ever raced against that was like that was Kurt Busch. And they're kind of the same mold, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best parts about Martin is there aren't a lot of stories. Martin, super talented, particularly good road course, short track racer, very smooth. I'll give you a Phoenix story. He came here one year and he sat on the pole and he made me look so bad to my crew chief because he had this really unique line into what's turn 3 now, but was turn 1 at the time. And he fired down the backstretch and put like 2-3 tenths on me. And I'm in the hall. This is my rookie year, and the crew chief looks over. Why can't you drive like he drove it? And I'll never forget that. So every time I come to Phoenix, I think about that.
As a team owner now, him winning a championship with a one-car team out of Colorado.
Pretty unique.
The respect I'm sure you guys can understand.
Yeah, I appreciate that about him. This sport's got highs and lows, and he found a way to revitalize his career. And that's not an easy thing to do.
Well, Martin, he's one of those drivers that he's just very quiet. He doesn't get in trouble much. He just kind of does his thing and always performing very well. So I have enjoyed to race with him a lot. Obviously, a very, very high quality driver. And I wish him nothing but the best.
Gosh, I mean, Martin's just like one of the last fair guys in the garage that doesn't race like a complete jackass 100% of the time like the rest of us do. So I've just always really appreciated him for that, right? Like he's, I mean, a good way to put it is like a couple years ago we're at Texas and we had to come from deep in the field and everybody air blocked except for him. He was the one guy going through the field that didn't air block. So just little things like that made me appreciate racing against him for sure.
When you are on the track with the guy, he sounds like one of the cats that you can trust.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure. And just he's fair, right? Like none of us really race fair anymore.
What does that mean, fair, from a driver's standpoint?
He's just like give and take, like kind of the old school way of doing it. And there's not a lot of that left here.
I think getting to know Martin away from the racetrack is something that I think is cooler than racing against somebody. We've taken the time to fly together a lot here recently with a friend of ours, and we all jump on the plane together, and there's a lot of games of rummy and good times. Usually on the way home it's more fun than on the way here. But it's been fun to get to know him, and obviously what he's done with his foundation, the amount of kids that have been impacted. That's, to me, is the true measure of success in life. It's not what you do on the racetrack. It's a true judgment of character is what you do to give back. And I think when it comes to drivers' foundations, there's not many, if any, that have done it better than how Martin's done it. We've seen Catwalk for a Cause. I think that's just one piece of it. That's probably the public side that we all see. But no one ever sees the dirty work, right? Everything that goes on behind the scenes to not just make that event happen, but all the other things, those impacts that we don't see every single day. So I'm really grateful to be a part of that for as many years as I've at least gotten to go to that and gotten to know you over the last 16 years. I told him it's cool to have that old suit. It's actually kind of cool. That was before I was racing against you, but it's still pretty cool. But yeah, it's been a blast, man, and I hope you enjoy your time. We've talked a lot on the airplane about what it's going to be like, and he seems like he's pretty excited about it, so I'm happy for him. Thanks for asking that.
Yep, some accolades, right?
It's cool. Yep, I like that.
Yep.
That's an all-star cast of guys talking.
Yeah, that was cool.
Jotting down the names. You got champions and future champions. Great. That was
Yeah, he even talked to the most popular driver in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Notice that. I noticed that. How did you get Chase Elliott?
We got a break. We're going to hear from Martin Truex and ask him why he considers himself a gentle driver, where that comes from about racing fair. That's next. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked sausage or bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With straight savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge of your seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
This freaking segment is brought to you by our friends at Lucas Oil. Now, what automobile do you have in the garage? I bet Lucas Oil could keep that thing fat and happy and on the road. From everyday car care, heavy-duty trucking to agriculture, hot rods, classic cars, motorcycles, and marine, Lucas Oil has what you need to keep those engines, interiors, and exteriors looking like and running like they're supposed to be. For more information, go to the website, lucasoil.com, and find the perfect Lucas Oil product. Keep your rides on the road. You heard from a number of drivers last segment giving their take on racing against Martin Truex Jr. over the last many years. And this is his last year as a full-time Cup Series driver. He's absolutely poo-pooed when asked, is this his last drive ever in a Cup Series car? I said, absolutely not. I still want to race. But Martin Truex, he's just a dude's dude. I think Statman's said that many times about Martin Truex. I think when we were picking Beat the Freaks, I don't care if it was IndyCar or drag racing, Statman would still pick Martin Truex just because he liked him so damn much.
Yeah. Beat the Freaks, 24 Hours of Le Mans. Martin Truex.
Martin Truex.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson. Those are my dudes.
Right. Jimmy Johnson. There you go.
Here's a few good minutes with Martin Truex talking about grabbing the pole for his last race and what it would be like if he not only grabbed the pole but went on to win Sunday's race. But it's just vintage Martin Truex Jr. here in the Freak Nation. Joins us now, Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
It's very cool, honestly. You always want to be known as a guy that can go fast, at any track and any situation. Pressure's always pretty high for qualifying. You got to go out there and nail that perfect lap. You only get one shot at it these days. So it's always fun to go out there and beat everyone at anything. So it feels good. It's very, very cool. But the big prize is tomorrow, so hopefully we can get that one.
So you're fast. You got track position now. I know that you said you haven't really gotten emotional. You haven't thought too much about, what the storybook ending could really be. But have you now maybe allowed yourself to start having those thoughts?
Just stop. I'm excited for tomorrow. That's as far as I'll get. That's about as.
I tried.
I hope I hope we can celebrate tomorrow. After the race. That'd be make it all really, really cool. So. Not emotional at all. Excited. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Joey is sitting there saying all those great things about how you guys are friends now and all that good stuff. When people think of you and Joey, they probably still think of Martinsville, that race all those years ago. Yeah. How long after that did it take for you guys to start to mend a friendship?
That's a tough question. I mean, this sport you have people you have run-ins with, and at some point in time you got to just move on, right? Like life goes on, things happen. It's racing, and I've always had a ton of respect for Joey off the racetrack. He's a great guy. Does things the right way, treats people right. All the things I think that a good human being does. So. It took a little while on the racetrack, obviously, to get over that and understand. You kind of wrap your head around, forgiving someone for running you over. But at the end of the day, you have to. Life goes on. But Joey's always been a class act off the track, and we've always had a decent relationship as far as that goes. Just we've had a few run-ins on the track, and those you always keep in the back of your mind for certain situations. But it doesn't make you dislike someone or hate someone. I mean, it's just part of racing.
Earlier you were talking about how you raced at Wall Stadium, the Turkey Derby, when you were about 19 years old. Looking back on then, could you ever pictured how well you're running right now toward the end of your, major league career 25 years later?
I mean, honestly, when I was doing that, I didn't know what I was going to do after that. All I knew was I was going to race Saturday night, and I was going to drive, an hour to Atlantic City after I parked my trailer and get on a clam boat. So I wasn't thinking about any of this. I'll be honest, never crossed my mind that I'd even race for a living until, a few years into my Busch North experience where, started to kind of feel like there might be an opportunity for me to drive for someone someday. So it was long, long after racing at Wall Stadium.
Hey, Martin, Kenny Sargent, SpeedFreaks. All the drivers I spoke to about you, one thing in common: gentleman driver, races you fair. I want to know where that came from for you. Where did that start for Martin Truex back in the day of being a gentleman driver?
I would say it's somewhat probably my personality to be, to not want to make people upset or angry, I guess. But also, growing up working on my own cars, no question that, I had to fix stuff I'd been up. So I was building race cars when I was 18, straight out of school. I was fixing my cars, building body parts, building, you name it. And, when I bent them up, I had to fix them. And a lot of, most of the time I had to pay for it too. So I think it's a little different mentality when you grow up racing that way.
Statman, I don't think your opinion might have got even stronger about Martin Truex after that, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Some of the things that I've read about him through the years and the way he took care of his ex-fiancée, yeah, and I just said, that's a good guy. And, you want to make room for the good guys in your life.
You could tell, I don't care if it was Noah Gragson or Joey Logano, the appreciation they have for a guy like Martin Truex and how he races on the track. And I had to get to the bottom of it. Why did so many people perceive him to be that guy as a gentleman racer? And he's just like a lot of us. Like when I get a new car, I someone scratches my car, I'm hurt for 2 or 3 days. You work your ass
Including
off.
your daughter?
Yeah. It hurt. My daughter's freaking backpack scratched my new car, and it's right there front and center.
The keychain off the backpack.
Didn't mean to.
So she turned, the keychain scratched. Oh, the car's 2 weeks old?
But hey, it's not it's not thousands of dollars worth of damage. It's a freaking Sharpie. Get in there and color it up.
Is that what you're going to do?
That's what I tried to do, but
Okay.
I'll get a better Sharpie next time.
The best thing about Truex is what everybody has said, but you could boil it down to he was good enough to take a small team based in Colorado to a championship. And you got guys that have slept on couches in North Carolina and can't even get a ride. And this guy just said, I would get out of the car, go work on a clam boat, and then come back, went to Colorado, got at a team that doesn't exist anymore, won a championship, and now he's he's got the respect of his peers. You can't ask for a better legacy than that. As a professional, anything.
Very true.
Richie, you being the residential millennial that we have here in the Freak Nation, any lasting memories about Martin Truex?
I was just thinking about earlier today how like an entire generation for like the 2010s generation of drivers are like gone from the sport now. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, right? Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, he's up in the booth now. Like all those guys are gone, which is that's just wild. And the only ones left now is Denny Hamlin, really. Denny Hamlin is the only one that's left. But I've always been a big fan of Martin Truex Jr. because when I started watching NASCAR back in 2003, 2004, he was running the Busch Series at the time, and he was part of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Busch Series team. And because I was a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan at the time, I always rooted for Martin Truex Jr. because he was part of the Dale Earnhardt Jr. family. And so I've always been a big fan of Martin Truex Jr. and kind of sad to see him go. Fun fact, I was just looking up his statistics. I did not know this. He never won the Daytona 500. Everything he accomplished in the sport did not win the 500.
He was part of the original Dirty Mo posse.
Oh, he was. That's right.
With Dale Earnhardt. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the stories that we just talked about, the Alabama gang, first hour, of course, part of our Bobby Allison tribute. The Dirty Mo Posse, the stories that those two gangs could tell.
Freak Nation, it was a great freaking show, man. If you missed any of it, go to the website, speedfreaks.tv. Check it out on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, on Facebook and TikTok. We'll do it again next week, Freak Nation, with your NHRA champion. Shoot the juice to the moose and Statman.
Cut it loose.
Yep.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh cracked American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Rev up your passion for speed. Mav TV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, Mav TV Go has something for everyone. Mav TV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
3 years of sellout crowds. 3 years of edge of your seat action. 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR. And now, NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.